City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down, yeah.
I was born in the city, I was raised on its edges. My pop worked his life when it's complex. I found love in its center. If I could live here forever, think it'd be for the better. I love the weather, even though it's fog 24/7. I love the people, this is city. I met all my best friends, and I wanna thank every brick. I wanna thank every entrance to every building that I step in this city of mine. I owe you most my best moments in life. See, I fell in love for the first time in Golden Gate Park. I saw my first rap show at Great American Hall. I used to beg my homies for a ride across the bridge to goof off and spend the whole damn day doing whatever we want. Keith drove us down to Ice Place while we'd roll up a blunt, and me and Jack would get stoned, walk around and get lost. Don't think I'll ever truly pay back all I was lucky to get just by walking through the city. No, I'm a small part of this.
City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
I never really had a place to call my own, so I travel and I roam till I find that. But I'm full of adventure, so I wander and I venture, and it's safe to say that really I don't mind that. I book a flight to try to figure where my mind's at, a spot where I don't spend no money, just some time at. I mix and mingle with the people till I learn a little. I brought some weed and baby, maybe we could burn a little. She said you're funny, I said no, I'm Xavier, then I left. Sun shining, birds chirping, let me take a breath. I'm headed to the city where my chance to make it best. What people like to give a little, then you take the rest. I'm hoping one day maybe I can find a place to rest. I fell in love with life and wonder where it take me next. I like the hustle and bustle, I fell in love with the fashion. I feel the pulse of the city, it's moving me like a passion, and it's mine.
How I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine. How I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. Me and my hometown, baby, we go way back. All the situations, circumstances, still we don't mind. Steady going on, I dance around the street lights. Hey, I know every street sign, hanging around the block like if you are my friend, then you are welcome any moment. Yeah. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
Yeah.
Yo, what it do, peoples? Good morning. Welcome to the showgram. I am your content creation coach, Doc Rock, not to be confused with Duke Rock. That's a different dude. Today, man, today is big time. We got our show going on. That's our every Tuesday thing. We normally bring in creators to talk about the mission, try to help you figure out where you're going, and maybe we can stop you from making some of the same dumb mistakes that we made. So today I got a dope creator coming up, and he's doing like amazingly, and I kind of just wanted him on to help rub your excuses out your face, because I you know me, fams, I have zero time for excuses. Like, I really will push you until you shake them joints. It's like a bad cough. It can stay with you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. But for most people, bad excuses stay with them for a lifetime. So the goal is to get you seeing that things are possible, because like Adidas say, impossible is nothing. And if you know what is possible, maybe you'll try harder to shake the stuff that's holding you back. In most cases, it's your limiting beliefs, because in the middle of all beliefs, there's a lie. figure that one out. Anyway, gang, today, if you're brand new around these parts, let us know you're new. Just type new down in the chat. The family will welcome you. We are Ohana style around here. You'll get the aloha, you'll get the hug, you'll get the shaka, and then you'll be able to feed yourself and get your own beverages. And other than that, no biggie. This is how we roll. It's the aloha style thing. So let's get live, family. Please say hello to the new people. If you're watching this on the replay squad, let us know. And don't forget, you can still ask questions on the replay because I do check them joints and I come back and I answer them because I want to make sure you get what you need to do what you got to do. That's how we roll. So without further ado, first, let me change this screen. Yeah, I just wanted to put that so y'all can see my name. Without further ado, I'm going to bring up my homie, Mr. Marshall J. Fox. That's funny, right?
What's good, y'all? How do you know my middle initial? No,
I
what's
was
good,
just doing
y'all?
Michael
What
J.
is happening?
Fox.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, your
What's
middle
happening?
initial
What's
is
happening?
Aloysius or something like that.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. What's happening? What's happening? Yeah, it's good to be here. I see a lot of familiar faces in the chat, so it's good to see everybody.
Yeah, tell her, for anybody who doesn't know, just tell people about yourself real quick because somebody might see this on the replay. I know everybody in the chat right now seems to be mostly family, but
Yep. Yeah. So Marshall Fox. So I'm a graphic designer, brand strategist, recently turned content creator. So my channel is Marshall Fox 120, and I make content for graphic designers, live streamers, work from homies, particularly around like business productivity and mindset. So I just really started on YouTube this year. I put a couple videos out. I'm working on some pretty big things behind the scenes, and then I'm focusing on my channel. So yeah, I'm married, 4 kids, so things are kind of hectic around here. But other than that, yeah, man, that's what I do.
Boom. I think that is important. I think the idea, because like a lot of people will say, well, I can't do so and so because I got my kids and this and that, and I'm like, you cannot not do it because you got your kids. Like I just see things differently, and maybe I'm different because I don't have none. But yeah, I just find that you can't not do it if you got these kids. You want to make it better for them, right? The best thing you can do, in my head, and again, you know better because you got these children's. If you can shake the standard lifestyle, the 9-to-5 lifestyle, and then you're able to do your own thing, set your own hours, build your own limitations, doesn't that make it you get more time with your family?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think you just have to make the necessary adjustments, right? Because it's easy to fall into just complacency and just chilling because you can set your own hours, right? So it's easy to be on chill mode a bit more often than your typical, let's say, 9-to-5er. But you got to have like self-discipline. Like just myself, like I get up at 4:44 in the morning. I'm not going to say every morning, but most mornings to get the bulk of my brain work done in the morning. So, I can be there for my family in the afternoon and help my wife out because, a lot falls on her with the kids, especially, my kids are homeschooled. So that's just one of the adjustments that I decided to make because I do work from home. I do have a business and I do want to do more content creation too. So I kind of had to reverse engineer, like, how can I do that? Get your butt up early, you know what I'm saying? And get stuff done, especially before the kids get up, rocking and rolling. It can become a madhouse, And I put a gate on my microphone too, so block out some of that background noise. That helps.
DBX 286S.
Yes, sir.
Oh, come on, fam. So you got to write that down. Write that down. If you're in a situation where you have youngins or just like noisy neighbors or Miss Diana, like jets flying by, dude, Miss D will be in the middle of a straight bomb. Everybody's ears is perked and listening, and then Air Force be like, shh. Like, never mind you, Miss D. I'm got to get over here. They just fly right by. Anyway, yo, what's up, Sam? Good to see you. Welcome back to the United States of America. She's been chilling in Grand Paris, just like walking around Paris, living the life.
Wow.
Good to see you back, Sam.
Mr. Riley said, "What up, fellow Canaanite man? I done made the switch, brother. I done made the switch."
See, he's Sony too now. We would get you. We would get you, Mr. Riley. We would get you.
I made the switch, man. I'm sorry. He's
Mr.
him 50's
Albert, yes,
collecting
you
dust
can use
over
that
here.
music. That's just an Epidemic soundtrack. And yeah, oh, he said not really. Never mind. See, that's what I get for half reading the comment. All right, gang. Today you might notice something goofy. I screwed up because coming back from Facebook, I forgot to switch it from 720 to 4K. So we're streaming in a high quality 720 today, and it really hurts my face. So we're just going to have to kill you with knowledge because our picture may look jacked today. But anyway, I just thought I would tell you out of transparency. Normally, I don't tell you whenever I screw up. I just keep it to myself. But I just want you guys to know. Anyway, good to see my brother Noah is here. Another one of my brothers from Hawaii chilling. I see mostly the family is saying hello to each other. So that's good. I really, really love the fact that, you know, when we're doing this stuff, just like when you're doing Good to Go, like I love the Friday joints, the Friday feedback, because of the community will start ignoring you and just start talking
Right.
to themselves. And Marshall is over there teaching, you know, doing their thing. But I think it's funny. I think it's funny.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That means you're doing your job, fostering that community, so everybody feels comfortable. Everybody feels like a family. So it's a good thing.
When you start to
ignoring us.
notice when you start to notice the equipment is missing or the software that you're using is missing and things like that, then you know you're starting to hit your stride because people are more paying attention to what you're talking about. Got to say hello to Felix because Felix is brand new around these parts. Thank you, Felix. Welcome. I hope you hit the smash buttons, the like button, all of the above. The family will just give you all the love because you need the more. Oh, Noah said you need one more for the basketball team. Noah, you got 4, right? Oh no, you got 3. But they're almost all at college, so you're good. Noah's old. So, and Sam said bravo to you and your wife for, you know, boom. Okay, so here's the thing, Kim. I know for a fact that Marshall set his clock to 4:44 because of Jay-Z. I'm just saying.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
That's what it is. Did you start doing that when you were taking the course? Because Ollie's in the UK. Did you start that so you could be on UK time, or is it something you just started a while back?
Yeah, I started a while back. I was doing 3:33, but that wasn't feasible like every day. It wasn't sustainable. Started getting up at 3:33, and it's no real rhyme or reason. Like I just like the numbers. You know, I was like, hey, why not do 3:33 instead of like 3:30? And it just moved to 4:44. I did want to get live. I don't know if you remember, Doc, at the beginning of the year, I was going live on my channel every morning at 4:44. But I kind of moved.
I'm getting ready to go to bed and Marshall is up. But that's because I'm 6 hours behind. So,
Exactly.
I was like, this dude is
so I just
popping.
moved it to
He
4:44 because, even if I sleep in, let's say I sleep in at like 5:30, even 6, I'm still up before most people. Not to say I do that all the time, but I got to get that brain work done before the busy work. You know what I'm saying? Because distractions, you could plan your whole entire day out and stuff will still happen every single day that just throw everything off. Between work, between the family, you know, just spur of the moment stuff. Wife want to take the kids to the movies or get ice cream. You know, I don't want to be upset, you know, because like, I got X, Y, Z I plan to do for work. Like, no, get all of that brain work done early. So you just doing busy work, like the small stuff, emails, phone calls, and administrative type stuff throughout the day if I have to, if it's something that I can't delegate. So yeah, I got to get a few hours of that brain work done in the mornings.
Okay, so now you done backed yourself into the corner.
Uh-oh.
Because I love you now, so I'm finna kick your ass. You said delegate. So have we taken care of that? Have we got ourselves a Marshall 2 to work on? Are you still doing it all by yourself?
Yeah, no, so I got my main man. Shout out to Joseph. Providence Joe is my main man, my right-hand man. I've actually had him I'm acting like he's like a pet or something. Like I've actually been partnered with him. He's been my dude, my right hand for like 4 years. Kind of off and on, but more recently than off. So I give him a lot of stuff to do. You know, so I don't have to do it. So, but I still do the heavy lifting in my business as far as the design.
So you know,
side
we
of
had this
things.
conversation in the Jedi Council, like Marshall, you need a partner to help you.
So look, I'm gonna be honest.
Right now.
I'm gonna be honest. I still don't have somebody who can put up 50. You know what I'm saying, with me. So I still do the heavy lifting on the design side of things, but it's kind of by choice and kind of because I'm stubborn and I like to have control. But I just don't want to scale and I don't want that headache. I'm really turning my gears into the content creation So I'm good. I'm like, I have a signature package that I've been rolling out. It's kind of flying off the shelves like hotcakes. It's something that I can be in and out. It's not like a project that's a large scope, which is kind of what I've been embroiled in for the past 4 or 5 years, where I have like an entire branding and website project that'll span a couple months. Now I'm just doing like full branding strategy session. We'll do the branding piece, your digital assets. So I'm in and out, and I can get a nice little chunk of change and move on to the next thing. So
See, it's dope. In a way, like you could do the website from statics and just build it, like not build it, but build the exactly what it looks like and tell them take this and go give it to your mechanical person and let them go build it. That way you get out of the coding part. The designing part is difficult enough, but when I was designing it and coding it, skip that. Sorry.
yeah, I feel you.
Skip all that. Like I learned quickly, okay, look, I'll build your wireframes. After you approve the wireframes, I'll build all the mechanicals, right? And I used to go in there and start taking it apart and doing all the CSS and all of that. And I'm like, nope, I'm going to hand you what this looks like. You pick this up and go find yourself a coder to convert this, right? And at that time, everybody was trying to be cheap because there were these PSD to HTML sites where you would throw a Photoshop file at it and they would try to spin the site.
Convert it.
That was whack.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
wonky.
At the end, I would just end up handing somebody designs out of Illustrator. Like this would just like supposed to look like, go get a coder to chop this up and fix it. So just go find a front stack person. It's much better life. Like you can almost make just as much money, but you don't spend all of the time coding. And then, So a couple things. I appreciate the fact that you still understand. Like I still do it by myself as well because I keep telling myself I'm not at that level. But every time I listen to creators higher than thou, they all say they wish they got an additional editor or a copywriter or something when they hit 10,000. You know, so like, I think I need to get there. Now, Ms. D hit her 10,000 in like December, and she's probably pushing like 14, 15 right now. And even she's on the mission. Noah cracking me up because Noah knows back then. That was super high garbage. She's on the mission right now to find herself a Diana clone to help her run her things. And it's a strugs, bro. It's a lot. But I think it's important because the one thing I took away from my parents is they ended up owning a job, not owning a business, where they would work like years without going on vacation. And every, waking moment was concerned about the store, like what's popping with the store, what's going on. Like, so I didn't want to do that. Like, I want to be able to jump on a plane, be gone for like 2 weeks, know that joints is running, know my clients are cool with me missing. So I started writing in that free time, if you will, writing in that time to take a break. So here's a question, because this comes up every stream, and I personally hate it. So I just want somebody to tell me I'm wrong. But the question that all people like you get is, well, how do you find the balance between work and family? I personally hate that question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Then I'll tell you why I hate it after you answer it.
So I kind of alluded to it. You have to make the adjustments, whatever the adjustment is for your lifestyle. Like my adjustment is getting my butt up early, and getting the bulk of what I need done. And I was the type to overbook myself. So not doing that anymore, that helps with work-life balance. And this is a struggle, compartmentalizing like certain times of day, like trying to be in what they call flow state. So I'm getting as much done. If I'm in the flow state and I'm in the zone, I can get like twice as much done in half the amount of time. So it's trying to find ways to do that, ways to induce that. And one of the ways I found was in the mornings when my willpower is at its highest level and the distractions are at their lowest level. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this graph where the distractions kind of increase, right? And then your willpower decreases.
Does it increase as each kid wakes up?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what Noah said. I just asked that because Noah said that.
I'm not calling my kids a distraction, but distractions of the day, the emails, the notifications, the calls, the busy work, that type of stuff.
The Ecam Jedi Council, like 1,000 streams. The 1,000 from Keith.
No, see, look, I have that on mute, so I can just pop in and pop out when I can and catch up. Because if not, it'll wreak havoc on those notifications will wreak havoc on your mental health. You know what I'm saying? And you feel like you got to respond or to every little thing. Nah, pop in, pop out when you can. Yeah. So getting as much done with when the willpower is at its highest and the distractions are at its lowest. So when I'm present with my family, I can have that same approach. I can be completely locked in, and that's something I struggled with, Doc, for like years. But I think I finally cracked the code on that. And I was just sitting on the deck like a week or so ago, just being present, just sitting there, not thinking about nothing, not thinking about work, just enjoying nature, the cicadas we got over here, what I'm saying? Watching them, just chilling. I was like, wow, I don't think I've ever really unplugged like this, like mentally, and just been here, like fully with my family and just in their presence. So I hear people talk about it, but that's not something I was really able to do, but just being fully there in everything that I do.
You just said something that's just brilliant, bruh. I heard a long time ago in my coaching days about just being. And I was like, this is a bunch of BS.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, explain that. Just being. I mean, I'm a human being, damn it. No, sometimes you're a human being, but are you a human being? And I was like, man, don't feed me no yoga and patchouli crap. Like, I need to know the answer. And he was like, nah, when you get it, you'll know. And I was angry, bruh. I was super angry. I'm like, yo, I'm paying this kid like mad money. He paid me some crazy mess like that. And then one day, I just remember like I was in Japan. I'm sitting up on top of this mountain looking over at the lake. And then I was just like, I know what he meant. I'm here. Like, I'm absorbing all this, absorbing the smells, absorbing the sounds. Like, just like I have like phone in the back pocket. I ain't thinking about y'all. And it's funny because Noy and I live in Hawaii. I can recreate that in my hometown, bruh. I can go to the other side of the island where there's nobody. Right. And just like go to the beach, like especially like Miss D said, or like, you guys said, early in the morning, I could go to the beach across the street from my house at 5:30. And once I make it past about 50 homeless people, when I get to the beach, ain't nobody there that early. There'll be me, a couple old Japanese people walking around. So I could be for some, but you know what? We forget that we have those spots in our own area, and we forget to learn how to tune in. So I have been purposely taking up a meditation practice to try to get better at just like shutting off all of that. When you have a head like this, bro, it's and it's really hard to turn that joint off, bro. It's just super, super hard.
I already know. You already got a master's degree in Apple up in there. Every question somebody has Apple related. I'm like, how does he still have these archives? You know what I'm saying? These mental archives. It's crazy.
See, this is funny right there. This is what I'm talking about, Noah. This is why I hate that question. You can't make time. You can only plan for it, and you can only put it towards the things that are most important. So that's what I was going to say. Noah, that's my thing. The reason why I hate that question, because everybody loves to say that like somehow the work-life balance is a challenge. And I'm like, but it's not, because it's a challenge when you make, 30, 40, 50 bones an hour. But I trust you, me, if whatever you getting paid right now, if I 10x'd it just by a magic wand, I bet you got crap to say about the work-life balance, right? The reason why it's work is because you're doing something that you're not really akin to, or you don't really like, or you feel trapped. I had golden handcuffs. I know what it feels like to be trapped. At Apple, I felt like I had the golden handcuffs. It was too easy for me to just take that and ride with that for the rest of my life and do nothing, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you really got to kind of like, what is it that you're doing that's important to you that doesn't bother you? No, the same person that says that they have a hard time with their creative journey and their work-life balance got 3 hours on Sunday to watch the Ravens lose.
Yeah. That's like when you were doing
I slipped that lose part in. You ain't saying nothing.
Look, because I was thinking about what I was about to say, and you wouldn't be wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. Based off this last season. But I was going to say, that's like when you were at Aloha, you still found a way to show up. You know what I'm saying? Online, show up. That's when it seems like a lot of your growth was happening. When you were still there, banging out stuff, sending people gifts, you know what I'm saying? Along with what you were doing with your business. So you made time to do what was important to you. So.
Yeah. Even that, like the idea of like you just making random things and sending it to my homies was because I wanted to, I guess, spark some joy and like let you know that you got this and keep going.
Yeah.
And you know, like, don't give up on the journey, because when you first starting, it's hard. It's super hard. Like, even for you right now, I think you wanting to build like this schedule so that you can post videos on this schedule, that's the rules. But you also don't got to follow them rules, because if it's working for you and you're not following the rules, just keep doing what you're doing until the possibility that you can follow the rules come up. But also the rules might change. Maybe as we go further, the conscious quality creator, don't drink boba water and get the hiccups. And then the conscious quality creator that is banging out the type of content that you're putting out can afford to do one video a month.
Yeah, I just got monetized off of what, 5 videos? By the grace of God. Yeah, that was.
Speak about that, people. Can we speak about that? Mr.
I'm
Marshall
grateful.
Fox.
I'm grateful.
This dude got 5 videos already.
One of which is a short.
Right? So 4 videos.
The bloopers video.
Yo, dude, let me just explain that to you.
I think it's
The
5.
ability to get that and do that in such a short amount of time, and basically people are out here like, how do I get my first how many subs? How do I get this? And I'm like, you know, no one wants to hear this, but the truth be told is it is the quality of the content. Like, I'm sorry, like it doesn't change. Like, that is real. All right, so this your man Foxy Brown over here, sitting at almost 400 subs. We need 260 people. Sorry, 4,000. We need 260 people to hit that 4,000 mark. And it says 5 videos, but like you said, one of them is short. And like pulling 70, I can't speak English, 70,000 views in that short amount of time is fantastic, boss. Like, that is fantastic. What the biggest one?
Oh yeah, and one of them is a trailer, and one of them is a 30-second little mini trailer. It's nothing really going on.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
just crazy,
it's crazy,
boss. Look, this studio vibe joint sitting at 50,000 views in a month. That's just saucy. That's just saucy.
And what
Right?
Doc won't tell y'all is he got 2 million views on his channel. He can pull up his TubeBuddy stat. 2 million views, y'all. That's goals for real.
How you know?
Because I see it. I got the little plugins. I got the same little plugins you got. I got the TubeBuddy thing.
I didn't flex
Shout out
my
to
2 million
TubeBuddy.
views milestone chart yet. I was saving it.
Oh, okay, my bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good. People, I mean, if everybody got TubeBuddy, as they should, DocRock.live/TB or TubeBuddy.com/DocRock. You should have your TubeBuddy. It will help you get your act together. But fam, this level of growth at the rate you're going is just dope. It's beautiful. The only thing I would tell you to change is go in and label these joints so it don't say uploads. Right?
Okay.
See how you got this one that says Ecamm Live? Actually take this master one and be like, start here, or new to the channel, start here, or something of that nature.
Okay.
Just change it from the word uploads, because even that is SEO capable, right?
Okay.
So,
okay.
And bruh, I know you busy. Don't get perfectionist about it. Do what I do on my Words to Stop Saying series. Park your ass in front of the camera and just do your martial laws, and don't worry about anything. Skip the B-roll if you got it. I splash a little B-roll in those. But they take me an hour total from record that joint, and I try not to freak out about my speaking, because I just need to get those out. I think those are high important joints, so I don't. If I just leave it and just keep going, because the Words to Stop Saying on my channel series, my people have been saying that they love those. So none of them have said, "Dude, add more B-roll." None of them said, "Dude, how come you're not cute like Marshall?" They were like, "Dude, I needed that foot in the ass today. Thank you." That's the comments. If you go to any of my
how I get down on my my Feedback Friday too. So I can do it.
Exactly. That's gonna be the thing that vaults your channels, and you have the blessing of working with ET, being around Nikki, being around just other people that have taught you the things that you know. Your martial laws come from your experiences, bro. What's up,
Yeah, absolutely.
Canadian? Good to see
Yep.
you here, fam. Yeah. So, sorry, Collie. Sorry. She's gonna kill me. I always say that. My bad. My bad. So yeah, like you really. Thank you, thank you, Fulgens. Down to the last snap on the snapback. Look how Marshall is all closed, got a little piece hang out. My hat like that would be hanging by the last piece. Me and Fulgens got the craniums. So
Yeah, my joint is like a Baltimore row home though. I'm narrow in the front, but I turn to the side, look like a. You know what I'm saying?
instead of Baltimore,
It goes back. It goes
Oh,
back a bit. You know what I'm
snap.
saying? So
Oh,
it's an
snap.
illusion, y'all. My head is an illusion.
Yo, that's funny. That is funny. What's up, Miss Sylvia? Good to see you here. Thank you. But yes, I think it's definitely important that you think about, like get some of those chunks off your chest.
Yeah,
Because
man.
what happens to me after I release that video, I'm like, okay, I got space. Because the reason why they come to me, because I catch myself saying something ignorant.
Yeah.
As soon as I catch myself saying something ignorant, I'm like, got to make this video because I need to get it out because I'm mostly coaching myself. And when, people in the group read those and they say something, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's boom. Charles, agree. 100% agree. Okay, so what is your plans for, the rest of this? We hit that midway mark, I believe, comes up July 7th. I forget. I think that's right. What are you planning to do for the other half of the year?
Yeah, so about some things I got going on behind the scenes. So I'm putting all my time and attention into that right now, and then I'm gonna be focusing on my channel a lot more. I had one more video that I think will be I don't want to say dope, but with the B-roll and all that. So it's a day in the life of a graphic designer. So I'm doing that, and that's gonna be super dope. And then I'm getting straight into the meat of my content. So I think that'll be a good segue video into like the raw, real Marshall and the nuggets that I want to share with my people. You know what I'm saying? Because as of right now, you saw the tour video. I did a chair review video, which was really just a homework assignment for Ali Abdal's course that I took. And it kind of took off within Hayworth, and then now I'm on their website, which is cool. But it doesn't really accurately reflect the type of content that I'm going to be putting out most often. So I'm excited to get to that real soon after this day in the life video.
Okay, so let me help you with something. See, that thumbnail definitely makes me want to click. See, Marshall has a very distinct advantage, but I don't want you guys to see it as the only advantage. Marshall's a graphic designer, and that's even putting it slightly. He's a badass graphic designer, right? So if you're on a scale of 1 to 10 graphic designer and you start out at 22, you do have some advantages because you know how to create content that's pleasing to the eye. However, I have seen some people who are designers who create content and it doesn't please the eye because there's no behind the content. It's just pretty, right? I don't know if you guys remember the Pontiac Fiero. It was just pretty. It was never going to be a Ferrari that they tried to make it. They made it look like a Ferrari, but it was a Pontiac, and they're out of business. So that's just saying you got to have some substance. So yeah, I mean that advantage is there, but don't think that that's your only advantage because you can do some danger in Canva. And Marshall and I both designers. Marshall and I both laughed at Canva, and then now both of us are in Canva going, "Damn, this is pretty G."
Yeah, look, that's one of my videos too, because somebody says Canva is killing graphic design careers, and it kind of fired me up. Now I don't even use it. I used it for Ecamm when I did a tutorial video. So I just went in there and then popped around. I was like, okay, what can I do in here? And I used it once for one of my clients who wanted one of the designs. I started outside of Canva, but he wanted to take it and be able to update it himself with his own text and stuff. So I used it like two times, maybe 3, but I still have a certain appreciation for it. And I see it as a tool, and people work at Canva, so I don't see how, people actually create these designs. I don't see how Canva's killing graphic design careers. But that's going to be one of my videos kind of talking about that because I got feedback on that from my community, Good to Go, and as well as another community that I'm in, just to get other designers' take on it. And I want to bring that commentary like to the forefront because I think it could be like a hot topic. It's like Fiverr. You think Fiverr is killing graphic design careers?
No.
I don't think so.
It's
I
growing
don't think
graphic
so.
design careers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You have
so
two sides of the argument because you have one side that says, "Oh well, it's making everybody think they can be a designer, or they're going somewhere to get paying $50 for something that I charge a lot more for." But it's a lot of factors that are involved.
So let's
How
explain
you
something to
position
these
your
folks.
business. Yeah.
Home Depot has increased our work in the shop because people try to build their kitchens. They go and they buy some jank cabinets,
Exactly.
whatever,
Exactly.
and those cabinets last 3 years, and then they're like, "Oh man, we got to replace these joints already. I'm not doing it. We're getting a real cabinet maker this time." And then they come to the shop, head down, tail up, like, "Yo, dog, we had bought. Sorry, don't laugh at us. We bought these janky Home Depot cabinets, and now we need a real kitchen. My wife is going to kill me." And we just go like this. So
Yeah.
without the Home
Yeah.
Depot, there's not the draw to want a new kitchen. Right? Walking
that's
in the
part
Home
of it.
Depot,
Yep.
seeing the showroom, seeing all the myriad things make folks want something. And then they come and they find us, right? I believe that people trying to do their own thing, people trying to go to Fiverr. That's why those videos on YouTube, I hired a Fiverr designer to recreate this. And it's done by people in the thing, right? So like you would be like, all right, here's a design that I made. I'm going to send a Fiverr person to have them show you what's out there. And you could just show them, this is what you get at Fiverr. This is what you get if you hire a professional person. If you are broke, but you got to get started, bruh, Fiverr's your friend, right?
Yeah.
But the only people that think Fiverr is somehow hurting their career is somebody who is not enough confident in their career.
Yeah. Yeah. And the people with money, they're not going to Home Depot. You know what I'm
No,
saying? The
they're not.
people, the companies, they're not going to Home Depot trying to put their own kitchen into whatever it is, apartment complex, a hotel. They're not going to Home Depot doing it themselves. They're hiring professionals. But they
Right.
recognize the value in having a Home Depot for who needs it. It's levels of people, levels of consumers, it's levels of designers. So everybody can get in where they fit in. It's no shortage of money out here, and it's enough for all of us, especially in the design space. And I've seen it time and time again. So yeah, it's not killing graphic design careers.
I think another cool thing too is like, for me I believe this is the same thing about epidemic sound because Keith just brought it up. It for music people or even for artists in something like Fiverr, it is growing the community. It is showing people why they need design in their life. I'm a C student designer. My brother is sick with it. Marshall is sick with it. But just being around them, like, I've studied in school. Like I learned things here and there. Some of it self-taught. But when you cruise in a city where everyone tries to do their own thing, right? So let's just pick on the inner city. You cruise in the inner hood, like a lot of businesses start. They don't got a lot of money, whatever. So they do their own thing. There's a lot of nephew signs. There's a lot of nephew posters. And the niece too, whatever. There's a lot of my family member made this for me, flyers and all of that mess, right? And then you go into a city like San Fran, downtown proper, surrounded by marketing agencies and designers. The level of posters and flyers and it's less like here. So what happens is when you start to grow the designers in your own community, your community just looks better. Even because flyers will exist. Post no bills.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody in New York read that crap. But when you go see the sign that says post no bills on a construction fence in New York, and then you see nothing but gorgeous posters next to it. I mean, I have stood in front of posters and just absorbed the design. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be going to the bus stop. I'm just like, yo, this is dope. The white spacing is here. The font play is dope. Like the whole 9 yards. So in a way, the more designers in your community will just get prettier. Like Noah can speak to this. My neighborhood used to be where you found crackheads. Now my neighborhood's the art district. Why? Because artists just started painting. Like they just started painting on all the buildings, painting the floor, painting the ground, building parklets where you ain't supposed to, getting sued by the city for building them. And then now the city put them back because like, okay, I take it back. That was a dope idea. Let's build it. Sometimes you got to break a little bit of ice. So, that's
yeah. And from a designer standpoint, it really depends on how you position yourself. Are you positioning your business, your freelance business as a bargain brand or a more premium service provider? And if you're a more premium service provider, what value are you adding? You know, there are two types of buyers: price buyers and value buyers. People who buy based on price, they're looking for the best deal, and then people who want the most value. And like myself, I'm not trying to brag anything, but I know Doc's like this too. If I see a few different options, I'm going to look at the most expensive one first and see what it is. Like, I'm just attracted to that. Not to say I'll get that, but I'll look at that and then compare that to maybe a lesser option. But I'm not going to automatically look for the cheapest option. I'm like, okay, what is the top, the best option? Like, I'm looking at sliders right now. We were talking in Ecamm Jedi Council. I was looking at the Rhino Arc 2 and the Edelchrome, right? But then today I stumbled across the Genie.
The Genie's dope too.
So I'm like, look, that's about $1,000 more than the Edelchrome, but I want this one. This is the one I want. Like, it fits into my lifestyle. It's small, and you know, I'm about stuff that works for me. Like my Fern, it's not the most popular one, but it works for me. I can't picture an Aeron in this office. So I'm like, the Genie, that's the one that spoke to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's more expensive. So you have different types of buyers.
The SRP box, we have the square one. Here, let me see if I can show you. So yeah, we actually have this.
Yeah, the SERP. That's it. That's SERP Genie. The SERP Genie.
We actually have this. But the original version that came out, one of the things that it did that was dope was this stuff with the ropes right here. So we used to rock it on the little ropes right here. But yeah, we got one upstairs.
Yeah, that's dope. Right now. Yeah, the SERP Genie too. Ooh. That's the one. I'm gonna get that joint.
So yeah, they got.
I don't think I can justify it right now, but I'm gonna get it.
Okay. So let me ask you your strategy. That is I'm glad you segued into that, because we kind of had this conversation a little bit yesterday with somebody on the channel in the streams. Because one of the things that chaps me is like, oh no, Doc, you just bought that because you was rich. I'm like, no. First of all, a lot of companies send me things, and number two, I make plans when I want something. So when you want something, like, what do? Do you go plan for it? Let me stop. Oh, my bad. People, this is an interview thing. It's a pet peeve of mine, so I catch myself when I do it. When you ask a question, don't answer it. Just ask the question and shut the hell up, and then let the guest answer. Okay, so when you need to get a piece of gear, what do you do?
Bruh, I'm probably the wrong one to ask. Doc, well, you know how I went off last year. You know more than anybody what I did last year. It's got everything. And I was the type that was like, I want it, I'm getting it. But now, this year, I've calmed down, you know, especially after taxes and just looking at all the expenses last year. Like, bruh, like, you went off. So now, I'm a lot more strategic, and I think through things that I want and try to really make a business case for it. And, like, for example, I sold my 2015 MacBook Pro. I love that thing. I sold it like a week or so ago. I could right now go and get like an M1 MacBook Pro because I value the portability. I'm only down here for like certain things like calls like this. If I really needed to be quiet, but I have some noise canceling headphones so I can be upstairs. I value that portability. I value sunlight. It ain't no natural sunlight in here. So I don't even like being down here. So what does that mean? I sold my MacBook Pro. Now I'm MacBookless. I don't have the ability to be portable. Do I go and get a MacBook right now to replace it, or do I wait? We know the M1X MacBook Pros are coming out, so I'm waiting. I mean, it's helping me wait. It's helping me delay the gratification, even though it is a work tool, and it's helping me. I feel like less tools can make you more productive. It's making me that much more productive when I am down here in this office, right? So I'm trying to take those positives and wait, you know, and also stack some more. Because who knows how much those M1X MacBook Pros are going to be. And I want to future-proof myself. So yeah, I could go get something right now, but I don't need it. So I'm going to chill for a month or two until they come out and then see what they're talking about and probably get one of those. So I've gotten a lot better because the old me would have just grabbed the MacBook Pro M1 the same day as I sold my my 2015 MacBook Pro. So yeah.
I'm kind of with you. I would have done it. So my strategy is a little different. When it comes to the fact that, yes, I do know this notebook is coming, but I'm not going to wait. I'm not wait. Where you going there? So what I did was,
man, don't make me get off this call and go to the Apple Store. Don't do it.
No, I'm just telling you. So this is why you get something like a mini, because number one, it's like 2 hours of a project, right? And then you use that sucker in your basement for stuff like this. You have a dedicated streaming machine. Just lock it down there and leave it there. If for some reason you don't, client pay for it in that amount of time, then when the new joint comes out, you'll be able to sell it probably for like 100, 150 less than you paid for it. But between
That's true
now
too.
and then, you would have got a metric ton of work done way more than that 100, 150, right?
Yeah, that's
So,
true too. I didn't even really think about that.
I've been putting it on to the point where I try to get it in my head that I'm not buying any of these machines, right? My clients pay for this stuff. You know, when you say you buying an A7C, like even though you're gonna use it for your families and stuff, you're not buying that. Your clients is paying that. Ecamm is buying that. You know, or well, I'm not supposed to say that, or you know, ET or whomever, the book covers you covering, whatever. Like, so I'll take a piece like this, right? Everybody flex and like, why the heck did he go buy a $2,500 iPad? I went down my list of clients. I got my electrical engineering firm. I know exactly what they have for me to do. And then I told them, I was like, listen, I am going to get busy during this time frame. So if you guys want to get this done now, we're going to have to move the project up. And if I have to move the project up, I have to ask you for XYZ more. It was random that the price was roughly $3,000 when this is $2,500.
Isn't that crazy how that works? That's
funny,
crazy,
right?
It always happens like that.
So I told them this, and they're like, you know what? We kind of wanted to see if you could bump it up too. So we don't mind. And I was like, done. So I sent them the pro
The universe.
forma. They sent the deposit. I got in the car and went to the Apple store. So I didn't buy a brand new iPad. My client bought a brand new iPad.
Yeah,
See,
I did that
mix
all
up their
year last year.
Thank you. People mix up their own wallet with, and if you don't have those clients yet, I get it, fam. Start figuring out how to go get them. You know,
I got the
CJ was
clients.
just talking about how a client bought his Rodecaster Pro for him.
Boom.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
Like, you have to put the mindset in the universe. So if your mindset is on, I can't buy no gear, I can't buy no gear, I can't buy no gear, you know what? Your productivity will allow you not to buy no gear. If your mindset is, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this, then your productivity won't allow you to afford to need it even if you wanted it. If your mindset is, I want it, sorry.
Yeah, I was
it'll
gonna say,
come.
I think for me, I'm just trying to practice limiting my spending. Like, I'm a big spender. You know what I'm saying? My wife's a big saver, so I'm trying to meet her halfway. You know
I think
what
that
I'm
is
saying?
dope. I think that is dope. But I
Yeah.
tell you, here's where I would say to do this though. Because that is true, right? Like, you definitely don't want to just waste money. You have got to have it already paid for. My dad instilled that in us. If you're going to buy a brand new Red, you got to have 3 jobs in 90 days. If you can't cover it in 90 days, do not do it. Like, and you kind of want those jobs already locked and lined up. Not, I'm going to get this, then I'm going to go get the work, and then I'm going to pay for it. Because all you need is one to fail, and then you're screwed yourself, right? So my dad always did kind of instill of us, make sure you had it paid before you got through to it. Right. But in the same token, you gotta also don't set yourself up to where my business is in save money mode. The minute you do that, you screw yourself. I know that sounds dumb, but trust you me, Apple, Samsung, Home Depot, Deity, like anything in your room that you sell that costs more than $5, their company motto is not save money. Their company motto is
Netflix,
invest.
Tesla, they weren't even profitable. I think Netflix just became profitable like 2 years ago?
Yes, sir.
Tesla, all of them.
Yes.
It's crazy.
So you have to know that it is definitely, that it takes money to make money. People say, no, that's not true. Yes, it does. It's 100% true. But once you start to flow, it's like any other flowing thing, right? That's why it's called cash flow, not cash sit. The most important thing that when you go to get something big for your business, your people can say, you haven't spent any money. We can't prove that you know how to use the credit. So how can I sell you this $60,000 piece of equipment on a 6 months no interest setup? You have never proven your ability to buy and sell. So you have to. American Express would kick you out if you don't use the card.
Right.
It stinks.
Yep.
It's one of those things. So it is definitely a position, and it's hard. Like, I had to learn that the hard way, but you definitely have to put yourself in a position to know. So I say, for your basement though, for your streaming and for your playing the videos, being present on shows like this, just get a mini and leave it down there. Because then,
Well, I have the iMac, so I plan on just leaving the 2020 that we just got.
And then on the portable, portables sell a lot quicker, but like if it's starting to mess with your productivity, there's a so-called August event milling around the rumor spots right now. But if it's affecting your productivity, go get that 13 because you can sell that sucker in the Ecamm community in 5
I might even
seconds.
get the air. I might even get the air, to be honest.
Yeah, because you're not going to stream from it. So yeah, that will get you doing what you got to do. But yeah, don't be afraid of that. But I like at least you're understanding like how to work it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people. We had this conversation with Kurtham yesterday. I really get irritated at all the people that say gear doesn't matter because they're lying. No one is playing football with leather helmets.
It ain't gonna bring you happiness, but it does matter.
It does matter.
It might.
right?
It might bring you happiness.
Ain't nobody out here right now fitting to go outside and brush their horse and attach their wagon to it and then go to the grocery store. Everybody got a bike or a whip or a moped or something. Like we not out here. Maybe Phil. Phil's in the country. Phil might ride the horse. He might ride the horse to the store. But where going JFK? Where going, bro? Ain't nobody out here doing that. Like people are out here, putting their thoughts to work and getting it done. Okay, so as a creator, like technically you're still a new creator. Like unfortunately I'm new now, but I'm
Brand
not new. I've been at this joint for over 15 years, which is whack. You would catch me by the end of the year, I'm sure. I'm sure. It was just funny because you said that Alicia thing clowning, but I honestly believe it's true. I think you will absolutely catch me, and it's cool. Like I'm not into the vanity metrics. It's hard not to be, but you have to make it a goal not to be into it. I'm into the community that we're building. That's to me the most important.
Yeah.
And I say this, yes, I want a plaque. I am not going to look you down this camera and say I definitely want a plaque because I just want people to be like, Doctor, know what he's talking about. Bang! Look at that.
Right.
Plaque. So, and then Kevin Cox told me yesterday that this space on my wall right here is for the plaque. So
Yeah.
I
already got my space. I got
you.
my space.
You gotta visualize these things. So what advice do you have for new creators? And what is the one burning question for you that maybe the community and I can answer for you today?
Burning question. I don't think I really have any, Doc, because I've been consuming so much over the past 6 months and I just gotta execute. You know what I'm saying? I'm at a point where I just gotta execute. Yeah, because we talked about it. I'm tired of singing the same song over and over in every interview. I just got to execute. I got to, finish what I'm doing in terms of this corporate project. I've already whittled down my clients, and I have a nice little system going, like I told you, the in and out type project. So I'm feeling good about that for the first time. And then I just got to execute on these videos. But as far as advice for newer creators, you got to come hard with something. And they're like 4 or 5 main things that you have at least one of them. It's got to be value, it's got to be consistency, quality, or personality. Like you got to have one or more of any of those, and you gotta show up in that way every time. Like I don't have the consistency yet, but I do have the quality, and hopefully people think I had the personality. So that's what I kind of lean into on my channel, and I think that has been the key to my success: the quality piece and the personality. I don't have the consistency, and I'm getting ready to really turn up the value. But you got to have one or more of those.
I got to say, I appreciate the fact that you're transparent AF when it comes to like, I haven't got the consistency where I want it yet. I think a lot of people will ride in the victim spot of why they don't have the consistency or they can't do it or whatever else. But the fact that you even know that it exists and you address it, and you have a course of action. Like you have a course of action for a shortcoming that you say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So Pastor Keith wanted me to ask you this question. He said, "Who have you been before we came to know you? Like what is the Marshall Fox backstory?"
Oh, he would ask that at the buzzer like that. He knows, but I think he just wants me to share. So I'll try to give you the quick and dirty. So prior to graphic design, I had managed the fraud investigations team at a credit union, and then I left that to jump into selling insurance door to door to seniors. I didn't have any savings. It was no salary. It was just straight commission. So this was wasn't even that long ago, 2016, summer 2016. So I had a couple great months, and I fell flat on my face. Like it was election season. I had bought a bunch of leads in a neighborhood that I didn't realize wasn't too friendly to my kind, and I couldn't sell one policy in that neighborhood out of those leads. It was close to $1,000 worth of leads that I had bought. So I ended up digging myself into a hole, buying more leads, and it was a mess financially for myself and my family. My wife was a stay-at-home mom at the time. She still is, but we had 2 kids then. Now we have 4. See what working at home does. But yeah, it was tough. So I was faced with the decision. I had to say, look, do I keep going or do I make a pivot? And my wife was like, I'll go back to work and help out. And then she said, hey, what if you do graphic design? It's something that you've kind of been interested in. You've done it off and on over the years. I know you have an interest in it. Every time we go out and look at a menu or take somebody's business card, you always talk about how it looks trash. Why don't you do something about it? Why don't you do graphic design? So I gave her every excuse in the book. I Googled the average salary. It was like $50K. I was like, I can't feed my family with that. I said I didn't go to school for it. I don't have any experience. But I thought about it, prayed about it, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So I actually did a logo for somebody for free in an online community. Shout out to Eric Thomas and Breathe University. That's the community I was in. And YB, I did a logo for a friend of mine named YB. We weren't really friends at the time, but we were acquaintances. We knew each other. We've since become like brothers. But I said, hey man, I see your logo could use some work. You mind if I put together some concepts for you? And if you like them, cool. If you don't, no harm, no foul. He said, man, you be a blessing to me. So I worked on maybe 3 or 4 concepts. He didn't like a few of them, but he really liked one of them in particular. I have it right here in front of me. It's like kind of a reminder of how things started. And he shared that in the community, and things took off. Things like it spread like wildfire. Person after person came to me. Somebody was like, hey, I need a book cover. Somebody said, hey, I need a website. So I was starting to figure all this stuff out on the fly. I didn't really even know the Adobe suite at the time. So I was just using the tools that I had. I used the Affinity suite and ended up starting to learn how to use the Adobe suite some months later. But initially I was figuring it all out on the fly. My clients were extremely patient with me. They knew I was brand new, and I was very transparent. I was like, look, I don't even know how much to charge you for this book cover, but we're going to figure it out together. I'm going to make sure you're 120% satisfied. So I did that. Things kind of blew up. And then a few months after that, I don't know how many of you are familiar with a guy named Eric Thomas, but he's a world-renowned motivational speaker. He's a pastor. He's an author. But in his community, they started to take notice that I was helping a lot of people in the community. So they asked me to do like a design. It was actually a PSD design for coding for that Black Friday promotion. And I did that, and they came out and filmed like a BU success stories video with me. And the day after, it was like, hey, why don't we join forces? And that's when we formed 120 Design Studio. So I'm partnered with Eric Thomas in my freelance business. Initially, we probably wanted to scale a bit more than I have right now, but it's kind of left up to me what I want to do with it. So yeah, it's been a great ride over the past 3 or 4 years. Have over 600 clients. Do very well, and I'm very dialed in on who my target market is, and I just try to serve them better than anybody else can. So yeah, that's my story.
All right, I'm gonna give you this is a question for the community. I can't. I'm gonna let Marshall answer it real fast, and then I'm gonna answer it. How do you position yourself as a graphic designer to work with people like ET and various others who make the money and the clients you get today?
If they're asking from the perspective of a designer, I would just say join my group, Good to Goat. It's goodtogoat.com. I'll type it in here, and we can have that conversation, because a lot of what I teach is about positioning your freelance business as a premium service provider and being very dialed in on who you serve, like who your target market is. It's difficult to do. And I've had some advantages in that my clients, my target market kind of found me. So I've been rocking and rolling in that niche. It was kind of an untapped niche, serving authors, speakers, coaches, and consultants. But I know others who I've kind of helped dial in their niche. And if you're able to position yourself a certain way, use certain messages, serve the same types of clients. Not to say you can't serve other clients, but this is a quick nugget. When it comes to figuring out who you want to work with, right? Well, first, before I even get to that, There are two levels of success in the design space. The first level you get to by saying yes to almost everything, so like accepting almost all projects. The second level of success you get to by saying no to almost everything, right? So you have to figure out of, and that's a shout out to Blair Enns. He's like the GOAT of all GOATs. That's where I kind of got that mindset from. If you guys may be familiar with a guy named Chris Do, he's somebody who Chris Do kind of looks up to. Yeah, Chris is cool, man. He's the GOAT, but Blair is the GOAT of like all GOATs. Yeah, so in order to figure out who you want to serve in terms of a niche, you have to ask yourself, who do you enjoy serving the most? Who values what you do? And who has the means to pay you what you're worth? Like you have to have all three of those things kind of in alignment in order to really dial in who you want to serve and who could be like a ultra profitable client that you would like working with, and they enjoy working with you and value what you do. Because if you have somebody who, let's say it's a construction business, you're a designer for construction businesses, and they have the means to pay you what you're worth, and you kind of enjoy working with them, but they don't value what you do, then it's not going to be a win-win. So you can take any one of those out, and then you would have the same situation. Because I have clients that pay me crazy amounts, but I don't like working with them. So that's sustainably, that doesn't work in the long term for me mentally. You know what I'm saying? So you have to think about that. But definitely join Good to Go. It's a free Facebook community. And I drop nuggets in there all the time. We do Feedback Friday. But in short, you want to position yourself to be a more premium service provider and not like a bargain brand, because you're competing with a sea of other designers out here. So when you start to elevate in a certain ways you can do that, then you'll be able to work with pretty much whoever you want to work with. So
one of the first things I learned the hard way, and honestly, I kind of learned it from hanging out with people like Noah, who just had a very good comment in the chat. One of the best things about graphic design is you are as good as you are. Your portfolio trumps most education. Keep leveling up till you get there. So
either you got the sauce or you don't.
Right. So one of the things that I did, maybe not intentionally at first, but I figured out later that it was super important, was having the gumption or whatever to charge more, having the balls to raise your price. Like that absolutely changed what I was getting, and therefore what I was willing to put into the time to learn how to get better. One of the disadvantages of charging too little is it doesn't give you the bandwidth, the energy, the space, or the motivation, even though I say motivation is BS, I'm making it easy for you to understand, to want to go in and do more. So your plate becomes full. I literally just had this conversation in our private group. Your plate becomes full with 3 lowball clients. You only have space for 4 clients. So when the high one comes in, you're like, I got it. I can't. I'm going to finish these up first, whatever. You're in a spot right now. You got to finish some stuff that you got to get to what you really want to do. Right. So if you elevate your price from the beginning and be willing to stand on that line until somebody catches up to where you want to be, number one, that leaves 3 more slots still open for 3 more clients. And then they will eventually come. And you might get one that covers all 3 slots. Because strange as if you will, but also you also have to be willing to put in that work and do the thing. So my answer would have been, you don't. My answer would have been, you go do the work and you put out the stuff in the community so that you get seen, and then people will come to you because they like what you're putting out. But you can't just like knock on a stranger's door and be like, yo, dog, I made these cookies. They be like, man, I ain't eating that crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's the thing. And to Noah's point, Luis has a dope shirt on pressandsew.com/Mr. Camera Junkie. He has a amazing shirt called Upgrade Your Skills, because that's an important one. And then since we making commercials, I might as well throw this in there real quick. Go to pressandsew.com/DocRock or go to docrock.live/merch and get yourself an intent and purpose shirt, because I believe we say that word all the time, or that collection of words, phrase, and nobody really knows what it means. But in reality, if you're doing your stuff with intent and you're doing it with purpose, you're good. You're good. You just are. So Yes, that is crazy. I see the boss is here, which probably means I got to get my butt back to work.
Likewise, my wife is the boss, so I was like, I'll
I
be done
wanted to
around
touch
3
one
o'clock.
more thing with you, Marshall, as a gift from me to you. I'm gonna bring this up on the screen real quick. Hey, let go, mouse. Come here. All right, let me. Man, my dragging between computers just went stupid for a second. You kind of touched on it a little bit, real quick, when you were speaking about, doing what you want and having people value your space, right? This is something that I'm trying to teach my people, right? Because it's something that I learned when I lived in Japan, and that's Ikigai, right? So you're going to take what you're good at, and then you do what you love. That becomes your passion, right? And if what you love matches what the world needs, that becomes your mission, right? If what you're good at and you get paid for, that becomes your profession. And then what you get paid for is what the world needs, that becomes your vocation, in the biblical sense, vocation. So if you can manage to vend all of your diesels together to get this little setup, you finally reach what is known as Ikigai. And that's the point of having a purpose and having a mission and working off a skill that you have, but also remembering that you can get paid for it. And see, what I had been doing up until now was green, got it, yep. Yellow, on point. Yellow, no problem. Pink, square. Blue, what? So kind of random that you're rocking the Ikigai blue shirt today.
Yeah.
But like I could just tell you, me personally, I was absolutely screwing up this part, right? And what a lot of people also will do is they'll cover all of these, but they'll skip the yellow. And then so they're doing good, they got money, whatever, they're just unhappy. They're unhappy. So been blessed this year by putting in all of these things and doing all of these things and working with it, and then finally having somebody come up and say, hey, you know what? We can pay you to cover the rest of that so you can keep going. And so that's the key, people. Like, if you don't do nothing else from Doc, please go study up on your Ikigai. Like, it is life changing. When I went to Japan and I learned it, I realized what I was doing wrong. And the only thing I can say is I wish I had gone to Japan like 20 years prior when I was originally asked. And I was like, nah, man, I don't need to go there. But I thought I was cool. But as I went again later, that whole flow right there, like you say, getting in your flow state, that's been my game changer, and it has helped out a lot.
I love it. I just sent a screenshot to my wife because we've been having those types of conversations recently, especially as I gear up to kind of do a bit more content creation. Yeah,
I'm
bro.
send you the book translated in English because the one in Japanese you ain't gonna be able to read.
Probably not.
You be like, but the design is dope. These characters are sick. What does this mean, Doc? I ain't translating the whole book for you, damn it. I love you, but never mind that. All right, gang. First of all, family, everyone in the comments, if you got value out of this, if you absolutely enjoyed this, please give one time to Mr. Marshall Fox because, fam, you're just incredible. Like, you're incredible at what you do. I think you inspire lots of people to keep going. You're definitely leaving a fantastic trail of providence that you're on your mission. I think you're well above your way. What did JFK say? He said, my question is, it seems like your wife is super supportive. Would you have not learned the graphic design?
I commented, I said, absolutely not. I definitely would not be doing this if it wasn't for her pushing me into it because she recognized the gift in me before I did. So it took me a while. Even after I started doing it, that imposter syndrome creeps in. Yeah. So it was like a year or two into
chat about
it.
Imposter syndrome later because that's a deep one.
Yeah.
And it messes me up. But yes, gang, it is important that JFK, we're gonna talk. I got the thing to do when you got people in your space that just don't believe in what you're doing. It happens right now. There's all of us trying to be creators right now. There's people in your important life that are like, why are you on YouTube again? Like, I don't get it. All those people will say that until you're making Mr. Beast money and you start buying them cribs. Anyway,
right.
gang, big ups to Marshall for doing what you're doing, bro. I really respect your move. You keep going, keep doing your thing. Just absolutely incredible.
Thank you,
I
sir.
can't wait till
Thank you, sir.
you and the C's can fly out here so I can take y'all to the beach and then
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm
like,
fully
oh.
vaccinated, so I'm ready to make some moves. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready
you know,
to,
you got
to get
these
back out
random
there.
People on the beach, there's some Blindian dude and his kids, you know, out here chilling. Gang, thank you so much.
Right.
Quick run up coming up for you Saturday. We got the ever impressive Mr. Tom Buck. We figured out his middle name yesterday. I won't blast him right now, but Tom Buck is going to be hanging out with us. So make sure you lock in Saturday, and then on next Tuesday we got Rosemary Orchard coming through. Gang, Marshall, just one more time, tell everybody where they can find you, and then we're going to press the theme music and get out of here.
YouTube. That's it. YouTube.com. YEWTEWB.
Oh, that's right. YEWTEWB. Dude, that is so hilarious. When I went to that link, I was cracking up laughing.
Yeah, that'll take you right to my
freaking
channel,
Marshall.
y'all.
That is
YouTube.com. Doc put it in the description too.
Yeah, it's in there. It's in there. It's on the
Yeah,
description.
it's in there.
All right,
Yeah,
fam.
yeah.
Love you guys.
City
Peace
of
out. You know how we do.
mine.
Let's hope my video loads like it's supposed
The
to.
city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine. How I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. Yeah.
I was born in the city, I was raised on its edges. My pop worked his life when it's complex. I found love in its center. If I could live here forever, think it'd be